and current members. Welcome to our National Honor Society induction ceremony. I'm Emily Wall, the president this year. Seated here are young men and women who share a demonstrated commitment to the founding principles of the National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Membership in the National Honor Society is one of the highest academic honors this school can confer upon its students. We are pleased to have these students as members and happy you can all join us in tonight's ceremony. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations. Being inducted into the National Honor Society is a true honor that shows your tireless dedication to your studies, to your school, and to your community. The National Honor Society was not just formed to recognize those with outstanding academic achievement, but it is also formed to honor those who play a positive role in their school or in their community. Members of the National Honor Society are expected to uphold the four pillars that this organization was founded on: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. As you may have noticed, every morning and afternoon, members of our chapter of National Honor Society are in the library tutoring other students or giving some underclassmen a few words of wisdom as they try and navigate the journey we like to call high school. You may also see festively decorated bins and jars at various locations around the school, collecting toys and money for teens and tweens whose families can't afford to buy gifts this holiday season. In addition, we participate in a road race known as Radmar that begins in Hull, Massachusetts and ends in Provincetown by helping to cheer on the runners as they approach the last leg of their race. These are just a few of the activities that you as members will have the opportunity to be involved in to uphold the pillars of scholarship, leadership, character, and service. As you sit through this ceremony and for the rest of your high school career, I want you to keep in mind that the GPA requirement, although it is important that you keep it at that level, is not what defines you or what encompasses your life and your every thought. 20 years from now, no one is going to care what your GPA or class rank was in high school. What they're really going to care about is who you are as a person. In other words, your character. You have demonstrated to everyone here tonight that you are a person filled with all the values that build your character, and that is why you have been chosen to join our prestigious organization. However, this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new challenge. To be honest, being a member of the National Honor Society is not easy. On top of your schoolwork, your numerous extracurricular activities, your volunteer work, and whatever else your life demands of you, you are now responsible for being an active member in our society. I challenge you to go the extra mile and be as active of a participant as possible, whether that may be tutoring underclassmen on a weekly basis, being an active committee member, or even leading a committee. I don't care as long as you have the initiative to go one step further and make our National Honor Society the best yet. After being the president for only a few short months, I've learned that this society is not just something to add to your college application. It is a place of opportunity with great rewards, and where friendships are strengthened and goals to better our school and community are achieved. I am very excited to welcome you into our society, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. At this time, I'd like to introduce the principal of Nauset Regional High School, Mr. Eduardo McDonald.
Yeah. Thank you, Emily. You're a hard act to follow, to say the least. We have a very exciting evening for you, so I just have a few words to say. Good evening and welcome to Nauset Regional High School, and welcome to our National Honor Society induction ceremony. It's always a wonderful evening, an honor and a pleasure whenever we get together to recognize the outstanding achievement of your children and our students. But first, I'd like to thank our advisors, Ms. Noel Smith, and Mr. Neil Milan, and the faculty that served on the selection committee for contributing their time and effort to select the students that we are here to honor this evening. So thank you. As Emily had said, The National Honor Society serves to honor those students who have demonstrated an excellence in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. This being said, I'd like to take a moment to thank you parents for sending us some great students and some wonderful children. So thank you very much. And lastly, I want to congratulate the young men and young women sitting in front of us for achieving the recognition of being chosen to become a member of this prestigious organization, the National Honor Society. Congratulations. And now Emily will begin the traditional candle lighting ceremony.
The National Honor Society was founded in 1921 and is dedicated to recognizing and encouraging outstanding student achievement in our nation's secondary schools. Induction ceremonies, like this one, take place each year in schools all across the country. The oldest and most common induction ceremonial tradition is the candle lighting service. The large center candle before you represents a torch, from the earliest of times a universal symbol of knowledge and truth. The torch and keystone is the official emblem of the National Honor Society, as it appears on the cover of your program. The keystone being the wedge-shaped stone at the highest point of an arch, locking the other stones in place. At the base of the keystone are 4 letters representing the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, character, and service. Scholarship is the knowledge and understanding of the truth of the ages. The horizon of one's world is enlarged with each additional bit of information. Scholarship knows of the past, learns from the present, and plans for the future. It interprets vast treasures for the improvement of the human race. Excellence in scholarship reveals not only that one's store of knowledge has been increased, but also that the individual has endeavored to make the most of the opportunities at hand. Knowledge is both necessary and useful, and it can be acquired in only one way, and that is through diligence and effort. May this longing for useful knowledge become part of your life, for the pursuit of knowledge is never ending.
Leadership should exert a positive influence within the school. In taking the initiative in class and school activities, the real leader strives to train and lead others to attain the same objective. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of all. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what strengths and resources may exist in a community, they are wasted without the guidance of a thoughtful leader. Leadership is always needed. Therefore, to lead is a significant expectation for each of our members.
As a lighted candle, symbolic of character, its light is added to that which represents the flaming torch. Each added glow of growth and character, small as it may be, adds to the enlightenment of the world around us. Character is the evaluation of one's personality, guided by the influences that control one's life. Character is measured not alone by the work and deed, but quite as much by what we are alone, by what we are when alone with our thoughts. As we grow in character, our personality becomes increasingly attractive and beneficial to those around us. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character.
The willingness to serve completes the personality of an individual who would have a well-rounded life. This candle signifies the brightness and joy of service, the unselfish devotion that gives itself to the need of the individual, of the school, and of the larger community. Service often does not flaunt itself in glowing colors. Its true beauty lies in the simple giving of oneself, one's time and ability wherever there is a need. Today, the world needs individuals who can rise above the tides of the times and serve unselfishly. Willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary compensation or recognition is the quality we seek in our membership.
I'd like to invite Mr. McDonald to the stage to swear in the new inductees.
At this time, will the new inductees please rise. Raise your right hand and repeat the pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands and will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you. You may now be seated. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Nauset Light String duo. The violin is played by Kaya Howard and the cello by Matthew the Bird.
Thank you for coming tonight. Mr. Milan and I, as the co-advisors, have the great pleasure of working with your students, your kids, all year, and it is lots of fun and always entertaining, and every year we get a new group of kids to work with, and we really enjoy it. Thank you. I have the pleasure tonight of introducing our keynote speaker, Mr. Keith Gawley. I first met Mr. Gawley when, as a new parent, I walked into his office at Eddy Elementary with lots of questions. What first struck me then was his positivity and his energy. He made me feel very welcome and was genuinely interested in helping and answering my questions. Today, he continues to exude these qualities and is always ready with a smile and is always willing to help. As I read through his resume to prepare for this introduction, his accomplishments and his endeavors did not surprise me at all. Apparently, he has always been full of energy and positivity. These qualities are exactly the reason why he is our speaker tonight. We are lucky to have someone with such enthusiasm and experience, someone who really exemplifies on a daily practice the 4 pillars of National Honor Society: leadership, scholarship, community service, and character. Mr. Gawley seems to have experience at every level. He has been a program director for a daycare, a principal, a teacher. Some of you going back to the principal may remember him from your days at Eddy. He also might be recognizable from his time at Cape Cod Sea Camps, where he served as assistant program director for almost 10 years. Mr. Gawley is also an invested learner. He graduated from Cornell University and continued his education, earning a master's degree and his principal certification. Until recently, he has also shared his love of learning as an adjunct professor at American International College. While we love having his enthusiasm and energy on campus, we asked him to speak tonight primarily because, as I mentioned before, he also embodies all the values of the National Honor Society: academic achievement, character, a commitment to leadership, and community service. Oh, I haven't mentioned his community service yet, have I? He volunteers for the Pan Mass Challenge and the American Cancer Society in any number of activities. And no big surprise here, he is also active with youth sports in his town, serving on the Recreation Commission and as chairman and coach of the Youth Basketball Association. In 2015, he was recognized as an exemplary educator at the middle school, and twice he's been a candidate for the Chester J. Millett Outstanding Teacher Award, which honors that teacher who distinguishes the teaching profession through great example, dedication, perseverance, and commitment to helping students. In his current role as our Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Gawley continues to help both students and faculty as he guides us through all that we do. Mr. Gawley, we are truly honored to have you as our speaker tonight.
I'd like to start by thanking Ryan Tisch for handling my audio-visual details. Ryan, if you get this right, we'll put a little bonus for you at the end. Good evening. It is truly my honor and privilege to be here this evening to celebrate your induction into the National Honor Society. I want to begin by congratulating you, the students, but also congratulating the parents, family members, friends that may be here, because it is your combination that has led to this induction ceremony tonight. Emma Fillion, Emma, as you wrote in your essay, I owe who I am to these people, specifically your mother and your friends. I have learned many things in life that cannot be learned from a textbook or at a desk. And Ryan Tisch, you added, my parents have always emphasized the importance of making good choices, and I would not be a candidate for National Honor Society without my parents having instilled the value in me, beginning at a very young age. Very well said to both of you. As you know, there are 4 pillars of the National Honor Society: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. So let's start with scholarship. You wouldn't have been invited to be here tonight unless you had that GPA. But as we go to slide 2, you'll see that that GPA is in a whole heck of a lot. Because what you know is that little tiny center dot. What you know you don't know, what you know you don't know, is that little small circle surrounding the little tiny dot. And what you don't know is that big, vast expanse on the outside ring of the slide. So, what we need to do is we need to work on expanding what you know, but also recognizing the importance of knowing what you don't know. So as we slide into item 3, you'll see that expansion occur with a little luck, right, Ryan? There we go. Ding. Nice. So Isabella Gramland, you're a great example of this. Isabella, where are you? Raise your hand again. Thank you, Isabella. You wrote in your application essay, I challenged myself in a variety of ways, including your choice to move up to honors math and to honors acting. That is true scholarship. To Caroline Donahue. Caroline, let me find you again in the crowd over there. Hi, Caroline. You switched instruments and successfully taught yourself to play trombone and read bass clef. Minor detail. That's a great example of scholarship. And Isabel Pellegrini. Isabel, let me find you in the crowd again. Thanks, Isabel. The quote taken from your application is, quote, perhaps the most important lesson I have learned through taking social justice classes and involving myself in so many forms of activism and community service is that every person has a story. You added, as Isabel bows her head with slight nervousness, you added that seems so cliche. But I think you realized when you wrote that, it was no longer cliche because everyone does have a story, and you understood that. That's true scholarship, Isabel. As we go into slide 4, we get into leadership. So many of you are captains or co-captains, class officers, leaders in clubs and extracurricular activities. Having these positions will help you learn that leadership serves a purpose. I'm glad Mr. Conrad's here tonight because I had to add him into this speech as well. Because Mr. Conrad stated early in his career as superintendent, I am no more nor any less important than the custodian, than the secretary, than the teacher. I just serve a different role. And that's important in terms of understanding what leadership truly is. Because as you grow into a leader, will you be the one that's on that top hill that others are following you? Will they follow you because they value your skills in decision making? And there'll be times, as represented on that bottom line, when you do the correct thing and you stand firm, but others are afraid of that correct thing, and they might run away from you. Elizabeth Check, even though you aren't here tonight, she recognized this and she tied this to character when she stated, another aspect of character that I find valuable to being a leader is confidence. Ray Ganey, I gotta find you in the crowd there, Ray, too. Thanks, Ray. Ray, you realize the importance of listening as a leader, noting that you do a great job, quote, summarizing and joining others' ideas. You wrote, I have found that being a good listener allows me to work efficiently and to cooperate with anyone and everyone. That's wonderful leadership, Ray. And I love your last little part there. I must remember to voice my own ideas and opinions every once in a while. You'll get there. Trust me, you're on the right path. Our final example of leadership comes from your junior class president, Bevan Burns. Bevan, where are you in the crowd again? Thanks, Bevan. I got a great example from your application essay, Bevan. I love your story about working with the 5-year-old May during the Brewster Day Camp swim meet. May was extremely upset when she learned that she would need to go into the deep end to participate as part of that swim meet race. And you worked with her for an hour to convince her it was okay. This is understanding that May is autistic. In the end, your choice to swim in the kiddie end of the pool with May so that she could earn a green ribbon, that's a great example of leadership. Bevan noted the green ribbon was the only color acceptable to May, even though it was a 5th place ribbon. And I can guarantee, as you said, the experience with May will stick with me for a long time. It'll also stick with her for a long time. So job well done. Then we move into service. Andrew O. Sullivan, I was so proud to read of the reasons that led you to found the Outreach Club. You wrote people, no matter who they are, need to come. In realizing that it can be difficult for others to find themselves. or those who are afraid to be who they are, you stated, quote, "I strive to help others make themselves into who they want to be." Also alone, you described yourself by writing, "I notice, help, and protect the excluded person." I'm going to find you in the crowd there, Elsa. Thanks, Elsa. Your role in the Best Buddies Club is a great example of service, and when you take the time to walk Tiffany to the bus and make sure she gets on safely, that is important. Coleman Norton. I'll find you, Coleman. Thanks, Coleman. You realized originally that you were doing community service for the hours. Heck, I gotta get to 100 hours. I gotta get that brick. Come on, let's get the community service hours done. And then recently, as you wrote, I learned that rather than focusing on how service helps me, I now do what service was meant to do, serve and help others. That left-hand pie chart has an entirely different meaning when it truly is to serve others, doesn't it? The pie chart on the right also represents service, and that is devoting so many hours to something that you're passionate about. Alexandra Wall, where are you, Alexandra? Thanks, Alexandra. Alexandra has to leave tonight for a hockey game after this, so we're going to do a little activity with Alexandra. You seem to have possibly found that passion when you note, "I would love to start a fund for children with only one parent who might be struggling financially." So to Alexandra, let's take some action on that passion. I happen to have a basket here, Alexandra, and it's Alexandra Ball's Fund for Children. What a coincidence. I'll get you started with 20 for that fund, because I want you to act on the passion, and because you have to leave afterwards, I'm going to send this bucket around right now. And please make sure that this gets back to Alexandra before you go. $1, $5, $10, it's all appreciated, and she'll get the chance to start her fund for children. I'll start with Ms. Smith and Mr. Meyer. Finally, there's the National Honor Society fourth pillar, character. You likely have already seen how scholarship, leadership, and service all help define your character. If you show leadership skills that others want to follow, if you're strong in your beliefs and decisions even when others are not, if you work to expand what you know and expand what you know you don't know, and if you find your passion, that is character. Even if you noted that character is what you do when no one is watching, and I saw a lot of that in your essays, the reality is somebody's always watching. That somebody is you. You are the only one that can feel deep pride of who you are and know what you truly stand for. Latoya Brown, I'll find you, Latoya. You gotta be toward the front. Ah, there we go, towards the front. Thanks, Latoya. You recognized the connection right away, Latoya. One of the first sentences in your essay was, "First off, I believe that I need to improve in all these areas for my character to grow." That's very well stated. Robin Moynihan, Robin, raise your hand for me again. A little higher, Robin, come on now, thanks. Robin, you've used your leadership in dance to become, and I quote, "completely self-aware." You add, "I've realized both my strengths and my weaknesses in who I really am as a person." You demonstrate the power of reflection in building your character. And to Michael Sanborn, I'll find Michael. Thanks, Michael. And you S's were toward the back, so that was helpful. You wrote, quote, "I believe my own character can be summarized in the qualities of honesty, respect, independence, and courage, which parallel that of my brother. Despite our similarities," you added, "we couldn't be more different people. I believe it is these differences that make my brother and I so powerful as one." I'd like you to listen to Michael's words there and to be aware of the combined traits from more than one person that has led to the development of his character and the powerful combination of that. And finally, to Catherine Smith. Catherine, raise your hand in there again. Thanks, Catherine. I stole a lot from your essay application. I need to tell you, I love your spunk. I appreciate your insight. So Catherine, for those of you that pay close attention to the application essay, had the chance to write an optional essay. And Catherine wrote an optional essay. Did you ever, Catherine? Quote, by doing such things as making people describe their character in only one page, all we are doing is perpetuating the idea that everyone is a two-dimensional figure who we can know all about in just a few words. When in reality, every person has such an infinitely complex personality that it is truly impossible to understand someone based upon a few offered adjectives. You added, you can never know how a person's idea of leadership really translates. Are they more democratic? Do they lean towards a laissez-faire attitude? Perhaps they're a dictator. Henceforth, it becomes increasingly obvious that there is no possible way to ask for someone's character and receive an answer in under 500 words that will adequately represent their true selves. Mr. Milan, Ms. Smith, I hope you heard that for next year's application process. And Catherine, while I certainly do not know all about your character in 500 words, the character you conveyed through your optional essay is thoughtful, inspiring, and demonstrative of what a true leader really is with vision. So thank you. Finally, in conclusion, I wish I could have included examples from all of your essays, as each of you is a remarkable person. Mr. Milan and Ms. Smith limited me to 9 minutes and 55 seconds. I must hurry because I'm about 9:40 right now. You are truly talented, passionate, caring people, and I want you to keep striving toward being the best scholar, the best leader, a community service activist and advocate for others, with the character that can be recognized as the highest caliber based upon your actions, since you are always watching. Finally, be sure to thank your parents and family members who are here tonight for helping you develop into the person that you are, and for their role that has led you to be inducted into the National Honor Society. Congratulations. We are all very proud of your accomplishments. Well done.
Thank you, Mr. Gala. That was awesome. It really was. Good evening. My name is Neil Milan. As Ms. Smith stated, I'm also one of the advisors. And I'd like to echo a lot of the comments here. I'd like to echo what Noel said. It really is a pleasure working with your kids, and it's really an awesome thing to see the changes that they go through over the course of the year. I mean, just like the tutoring program, when a tutor makes a connection with the student, and it is so awesome to see that, and it's just great. So thank you for that. And also thank you for coming here tonight to help celebrate this honor with our newest members. And again, congratulations to our newest members. So now we're going to present the certificates. All right, so move on a bit. We actually have 67 students being inducted this year. And quite a few of them aren't here. There's a track meet, there are a few people that are sick. There's a couple other things going on. But I am going to read all of the names, just so that they get so you know who's in the group. And I would ask that you hold your applause, hold your applause until we're complete. And I'm going to actually push it a little further. When I get done, our secretary, Katya, her up, is going to come up here, and she's going to offer the closing comments. And after that, that's when you guys can let loose. So can I have you guys stand up? So our first member is Camry Bonds. Sonia Berquist. Aiden Biondi. Brian Brooks is not here, he's at a track meet in Boston. Latoya Brown. Lily Bueller. Bevan Burns. Alan Chase. Sean Chung is getting inducted, but he's at home, he's sick. Ingrid Croson. Elizabeth Check is also getting inducted, but she could not be here tonight. Matthew Daniels Deal. John DeCenzo. Caroline Donahue. Tara Ellard is not here. She's at that track meet in Boston. Emma Fillion. Caitlin Fitzgerald. Grace Fleming. Sabrina Fogarty. Helen Gainey. Ray Gainey. Isabella Granlund. Grace Haskell. Joanna Pollock. Benjamin Boots. Jack Johnson. Nina Jones. Maya Kelly. Kaylee Mason. Sorry, went out of order there. Sorry, Elsa. Elsa Lalone. Sorry. Dylan McDonough. Emily McGrath. Connor McLeod. Lily Merle. Jacob Miner. Corinne Monger. Robin Moynihan. Parker Mumford. Hannah Muse. Madison Oakley is not here. She's at the track meet. Coleman Norton. Elena O'Connor is not here at the track meet. Andrew O'Sullivan. Jack Auer. Michelle Pecoraro. Isabel Pellegrini. Sarah Pike. Ryan Pish. Sinead Price Lyman is not here at the track meet. Neely Rose is not here. Just had knee surgery. Michael Sanborn. Kasia Sapinska. Victoria Shee is not here. Is that the track meet? Emma Shackelford. Catherine Smith. Noah Smith is not here. He's at the track meet. Luke Steinmetz. Caroline Sullivan is not here. She's at the track meet. Caitlin Taylor. Alexandra Wall. Penelope Watson. You can probably guess where she is. Beth Whalen. I'm sorry. Claire Wardlaw. Sorry about that. Sorry. Sabina Yushkovich. Charlotte Zender. And our duo over here is also getting inducted into the National Honor Society. Kaya Howard. Matthew Taberge. Now I'd like to invite Katya back up here to offer the closing comments.
As we bring this ceremony to a close, let us remember that induction into National Honor Society is not an end, but a beginning. Tonight marks the beginning of your continued commitment as a student leaders to the ideals of scholarship, leadership, commitment, and service. It also marks the beginning of your continued promise to not only uphold the values and beliefs of this organization, but to live them, to share them, and to celebrate those values as proud, active members of the National Honor Society. This isn't on the script, but I also want to say thank you to Rebecca and Kirsten and Ms. Smith and Ms. Shimali for organizing all this for you guys. I'd like to give them a round of applause. So that concludes our induction ceremony this evening. After the juniors stand annexed as members of the National Honor Society, we invite all of you to join us for a reception in the cafeteria. Members, please stand. Congratulations to the newest members of 2016-2017 National Honor Society.